Morning, welcome back to a sunny allotment plot and channel. Still a bit chilly, but they're expecting it to get to about 16 today, which is something that we should all be looking forward to. A little bit of frost on the ground, but pleasant nonetheless. So this is going to be quite a quick video this morning before I go to work. One of the first things is I brought this pot plant down, which I think were a Christmas gift at some point. And what I'm going to do is that's going to go somewhere in Lily's bed there. I shan't plant it this morning. I'll wait until that little bit of frost has cleared. So I'll do that later on this afternoon when I come down. But what I have come down to do today is, Jenny, if you're watching, it's parsnip time. So what I'm going to do is get my parsnips underway. So let's get in the greenhouse and get prepped. Yeah, so as I say, I'm going to get these parsnips underway because I think about it, the way that I do it, they normally take probably around 2 weeks or so, 2.5 weeks to germinate. That's going to take us to around the end of the month, which will get us into April, and then probably putting them out sort of second week in April outside into the growing position, but obviously with the perspex over the raised bed. So all I've got is my usual compost. Let's see if I can find the seed. I think they're in here somewhere. Here we go. As I said before, I'm going to go with the trusty old Gladiator. And first of all, very important, very important, make sure that this compost is soaked. I have got some water in the greenhouse, so I'm going to use that. So there we go, that compost is well and truly soaked. Now to take the seed and simply drop them where they need to be. I'll leave a little bit of a gap like so, because when I come to transplant them I use the trusty teaspoon, so I want to be able to get a little space between them. Oops, oh dear. Doing this without my glasses, which is never a good idea. There we go. And as I say, I've done this for quite a few years now, and some of my trusty subscribers that have been with me for a while will have seen this. But these last few days, particularly after the last video, I've picked up quite a few new subscribers, so I'd like to just firstly thank them people for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing, and I hope you stay with me on my journey to growing as much fresh veg on the plot as I can. I don't know how YouTube works, you know, sometimes I'll do a video and I think that's gonna work, that's gonna be an interesting video for people, and I'm gonna get quite a few, you know, views, and I do, and then when I put out a video like the last one, I put that out thinking, well, it's quite a generic video. It was quite long as well. And I ended up, I think I'm 2006, 2007 views. So please, nonetheless, oops, let's get you in there. Oh, there's 2 gone in there. I'll leave it, I'm not messing about. Right, what I'll do is, I'll finish these off. I don't want to bore you. You can see what I'm doing here. Just a nice space. Oh, dear me. Don't work well when you've got shaky hands as well, like me. There we go. I think that's the way to do it. Just a little dot. Just touch it. Dot it in. This one. Yeah, my favourite veg, I think, has got to be the parsnip. So I put plenty on. I put plenty in because some they don't all germinate, and if I've got any spares left over, I'll give them away. Now, this is the first sowing. I do another sowing in about a month's time, and they're the ones that take us into and over the Christmas period. So there we have it. All the parsnips in, and what I do now is I won't use that bag, I'll use another one. What I do is the parsnips go in compost bag, like so, and then wrap them up, and then all I'm going to do with that is, it's going to be warm today as I say, so I'm going to leave them on the top of the bench in the greenhouse just to warm that soil through, and then when I come back later on they'll go underneath the bench and they'll stay there. I'll come back, I'll check on them in the next sort of week or so, and then sort of like every other day after that, just to check on the germination. And then once they're germinated, we'll go on to the next process, which is transplanting them. And I'll take you out and show you the bed where they're going to go now. So, these 3 raised beds have all got covers, and what I'm going to do now is start and get this soil warmed up. So what's going to happen is that's going to get warmed up, that's going to stay covered now until those parsnips are germinated. Once they're germinated, they'll go, which I say there's probably be maybe 3 weeks or so, sometimes it takes. They'll go straight in there. That'll take us to April. Obviously there's still that threat of frost, but I'll leave the cover on, and that'll be suffice. That'll keep out all the frost. They do like a little bit of cold anyway, but just keep the frost off them, and then I'll leave that on until the threat of frost has gone, which is normally the first week in May for me. So they'll only be about so big. They won't be touching the top of the perspex. So that's great guns. And as I say, probably a month later, maybe 6 weeks, I'll do a second sowing, and they'll go in the bed next to them, and they'll see me through to sort of January, February of next year. As we walk back up to the top of the plot, I thought I'd just let you know that I've put some chicken manure, chicken pellets on my onions, overwintering onions, and on my garlic about 4 days ago, and I must say they've sort of stood up a little bit. and I think the better for it. So if you've got your garlic in, a little bit of a feed now as the weather starts to warm up, they'll go great guns. Back to this bed here. What I'm thinking is, I have that large planter on the back plot, and it's probably the only thing that I need to take off now. Once Mark comes tomorrow and gets his pallets. So what I'm thinking is, I was going to give that to a plot neighbour, Sally, but we haven't seen her for months. So it's a really good plant. I'll take you back to see it shortly. But what I'm thinking of doing, I know I'm a little bit late, I'm thinking of getting that bay up and out and those garlic out, and I'm thinking of placing that planter in the middle of this bed with its feet on some flags. That'll still allow me to put a courgette on each corner, because the planter's only 1 metre by 1 metre. So that's going to be a job that I'm going to try and get done this weekend, and that should be quite funny because it's a big beast. I'll take you across to see it now. Here we go, on to the virtually empty plot. There we go, this planter here. As I say, it's 1 metre by 1 metre. It's got a good base in it. I'm going to just reline it, and I think that'd be great. Bob the bay back in the centre of it, and then I can put a little bit of colour around that. Obviously get it painted. I'll paint it the same as what I'm going to be painting the shed. I can get some nice colour in that, and it'll be a something that'll draw your eye as you enter the plot. Still haven't moved those, but it looks like I don't need to now, because Martin has taken the ones that I put down here, and he already had some on his plot, so those are going to stay here. There's the scrap pile for the scrap man, so it's just the sleeper to move and the planter. Then the final thing is going to be getting this. To be fair, the fencing on here is rotten, because that's where the water's been. It's been sat in water for, what, probably 3 or 4 years, so they're no use to man the beast. So we'll get them out. The final job will be to get a fire in the centre, burn those, and they can have it back. So I'm hoping maybe this Sunday this will be off my back once and for all. I don't know what Martin's doing with these trees. He did say we're going to come and take them. I think that sap's going to start rising shortly, and I think it might be a bad idea. But it's up to him. So the next job then is going to be, once I've handed that plot back, you never know, it might be this weekend, if I can get that handed over, is to crack on and get this floor, this lawn sorted out. New roller turf, steps dug in. As you can see, I've brought the log burner around. That needs a wire brushing and cleaning up. The chimney is there, so I may start with this false wall this weekend as well, that the fire can sit behind and go and face in towards the shed. I think that's a better idea. Anyway guys, as I say, that was just a quick one from me. Again, thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm Mal, known as the Veg Plot Man. Hope to see you over the weekend. Until then, take care and happy growing.